Alright, measuring segments. This is 1-3. The objective is to find and compute or compare lengths of segments. Alright, so just to get started, we've got on a solve it, and it says, on a freshwater fishing trip, you catch the fish below. By law, you must replace any fish between 15 and 19 inches long. You need to measure your fish, but the front of the ruler on the boat is worn away. Can you keep your fish? Explain how you found your answer. Well, let's think about this. You see where the fish is, and it looks like his tail is right here. Okay, and his mouth is right here. But we got a problem because this front part here, right here, this part you can't tell what it is. So what we could do is we could pick up this fish and move them back to where you can actually see the ruler. Another thing we can do is maybe estimate. So if we think about this and kind of think about what this segment, how long this segment is, and it's probably about, I don't know, about that long. Well, let's figure out how long that is. That's 1, 2, 3, it looks like 4 inches. So if this is 4 inches, and we're here at 16 inches, so we've got 4 inches here, and this whole thing is 16 inches. So from here to here is 16 inches. What is the length of the fish? It looks like the fish is about 12 inches. So no, we can't keep it. So this is how you do segments. What we've talked about right here is a segment. Alright, postulate 1.5, the ruler postulate. Every point on a line can be paired with a real number. This makes a one-to-one correspondence between the points on the line and the real numbers. The real number that corresponds to a point is called a coordinate of the point. So here's a point and here's a point. Those are your coordinates. What we just did with the fish is we found the distance. What I want you to remember is that distance can never be negative. If we could have negative distance, then I would drive backwards in my car so that my speedometer, or my odometer would go back to 0, and then it'd be like I had a brand new car. So distance can never be negative. All you're looking at is the absolute value of the difference of these two numbers. Alright, so here we go. We're going to take a look at this problem, measuring segment lengths. It says, what is ST? Alright, so we've got S is at -4, and we've got T is at 8. So we know that from here to here is 8, and from here to here is 4. So what we're really looking at is 8 plus 4, which is 12. If we want to use the distance formula, we say this is A and this is B, and our distance formula is B minus A. Or you could do A minus B. So what we have is B is the absolute value of 8 minus -4. Minus a negative makes a positive, and you end up with 12. It doesn't make a difference if you go the other way, because if we went the other way and went -4 minus 8, still, remember, plus negative, we still get the absolute value of -12, which is 12. So it doesn't matter which way you go. Okay, now it's your turn, so go ahead and pause and give this a go. Did you get them right? I hope so. Let's move on. Okay, postulate 1-6. Segment addition postulate. If 3 points A, B, and C are collinear, remember collinear means that they all lie on the same line, and B is between A and C, then we've got, okay, B is between A and C, then we have that this segment plus this segment is going to be equal to the whole segment. That's all that postulate means. It's like putting 2 sticks together to make one big stick. Okay, time for us to do problem 2 using the segment addition. It tells you that EG, that's from here to here, is equal to 59. It wants to know what is EF and what is FG. If you think about the segment addition, EF plus FG, those two segments together make EG. So what I'm saying is, let me get my color blue, EF plus FG, those two segments together make EG. We know that EF is equal to 8x minus 14, and that FG is equal to 4x plus 1, and the given was EG is equal to 59. All we're going to do is replace or substitute all this information into our equation. EF is 8x minus 14 plus FG, which is 4x plus 1, is equal to EG is 59. What we're going to do, we're not going across the equal sign, so we're just going to combine or collect our like terms. 8x and 4x is 12x, and this is plus and negative 14. So we've got plus, we're going to do negative 14 and 1, which is going to give us negative 13 equals 59. Now we're going to go across that equal sign, so do the opposite to move it. And you have 12x equals 72, divide by 12, divide by 12, and you finally end up with x is equal to 6. But we're not done. The question was, what is EF and FG? Okay, EF we know is equal to 8x minus 14. We're just going to replace x with 6, so we've got 8 times 6 minus 14, which is going to give us 48 minus 14, and we finally get 34. That's what EF is. Okay, let's go with FG. FG is equal to 4x plus 1. Replace your x. 4 times 6 plus 1, which gives you 24 plus 1, and that's equal to 25. So our final answer is EF is equal to 34, FG is equal to 25, and that's what they were asking. A way to check yourself is to see if this plus this equals EG, which is 59, and 34 plus 25 does equal 59. All right, now it's your turn, so go ahead and pause and see if you can get it right. All right, here's the answer. I hope you got it right. All right, next thing we're going to talk about is congruent segments. Congruent segments means two segments that have the same distance or the same size. And here's the congruency sign. It's just an equal with a little squiggly on the top. When you say that two segments are congruent, then you can put little lines on there, and that means those two segments are congruent. If we have several other segments, let's say this segment and this segment are congruent, and we already know that these two are, what you could do here is put two lines, and that means those two lines are congruent, and etc., etc. Okay, comparing segment lengths. Are AC and BD congruent? Well, we need to see. We've got to figure out the distances. So we're doing from A to C. So we want to find out what the length of AC is. C is at 5 minus, and A is at negative 2. Negative and negative make a positive, which makes this 7. So AC has a length of 7. Okay, so now let's do the next one, and we need to do BD. So for BD, we're going to find that measurement. D is at 10 minus B, which is at 3. 10 minus 3 is 7. Therefore, we can say that these two segments are congruent. Okay, it's your turn, and here's the diagram. I forgot to paste it in there. So here's the diagram for you. Give it a go, pause, and let's see if you can get it right. All right, what you should have got is AB is 5 length, and DE has the length of 4. Therefore, these two are not congruent. To find AC, okay. For the second part, to find AC in problem 3, suppose you subtract -2 from 5. Do you get the same results and why? Yeah, you do, because subtract -2 from 5 minus a negative makes a positive. Alright, cruising along, the midpoint of a segment. The midpoint just means that it is in the middle. It's also called a segment bisector. A point line array segment is called a segment bisector if it bisects it in equal segments. That's what those little lines are. Remember, we just learned that. Okay, let's do problem 4. Q is the midpoint of PR. Since it's the midpoint, that means it bisects those two sides. What is PQ, QR, and PR? If it bisects, that means this is congruent to this. So we can say that 6x minus 7 is equal to 5x plus 1 and solve for it. We're going across the equal sign, so subtract 5x, and I get x minus 7 equals 1 plus the negative. Okay, again I got to take that 7 over, so a positive 7, and I get x equals 8. Remember, we're not done. Now we got to figure out what is, let's start with PQ, and PQ is 6x minus 7, so replace your x with 8, and we get 48 minus 7, so we get 41. Alright, next one we'll do is QR. QR is equal to 5x plus 1. Replace your x with 8 plus 1. That's 40 plus 1. Therefore, it's 41. And honestly, we didn't have to figure out what QR is because they have to be equal. So finally, to find PR, this is your segment addition postulate. We're going to add this segment PQ plus QR. And so to find PR, let me make it another color, PR, you will have PQ plus QR, that's your segment addition, which is 41 plus 41, which equals 82. And you're done. Okay, now we're going to do the got it. Go ahead and pause, see if you can get it, and I'll put the answer up. Alright, here's the answers. I hope you got it right. Alright, now I want you to pause and let's see how much you know. So go ahead and do these 4 and then start it up again and see if you got the right answers. Check your answers. I hope you did good. Okay, now try this part. Okay, here's the answers to 5, 6, and my daughter is going to tell you the answer to 7.
You and your friend live 5 miles apart. He says that it is 5 miles from his house to your house and -5 miles from your house to his house. What is the error in the argument? How can a distance be negative? It can't be negative.